What are you doing, pretty girl? Huh? Hey, what up, man? Joey was in here just a minute ago, but we uh we decided to not stream that process. He came in here and oh, okay. Check, check, 1, 2. Yep, I did a bit of that just a minute ago. But I actually had a... Oh, nice. Yeah, that, what'd you have to do? Erase some shit? Clean it up? Yeah, the best way to remedy that is to not, no, no, we didn't jam. Joey came by and he just left, and I didn't stream any of that. Um, but he came by and he helped with the audio a little bit. Um, so I think we got things in the ballpark now, ish. Bless you, brother. Do you guys know each other, Viola? Or are you just saying hi? Okay. Right on. But yeah. Um, inching towards perfection in here. And, like I said many times before, we're going to have to do it all again, anyways, once everybody gets here. But, we mess with the bass, mess with the drums, we mess with the bass and the drums, we mess with the guitar, we mess with the guitar and the drums, we mess with the guitar and the bass, and the bass and the guitar, and it was just much easier with Joey here. So we shall see. Somewhat, sprinkling some howdy. Yeah, I shaved my face. I was I thought it was time. And I actually used like a razor. I normally use like a straight razor, one of these guys, and because everything I do is fucking old school. But I used one of those guys because I was kind of in a hurry, I guess, just to get it done. But I really like using a straight razor, typically. Yeah, my chins, yeah. Chin farts. Yeah, that's a Hagen trademark. Yeah, we've got that going on. Something fierce. Some more than others. Some of us we need to actually wipe. But some of us not so much. Wham! My batteries are about to die in this beast. So I think I'm gonna bring y'all inside and change the batteries because I'm done in this. She's at work. She works every day. She's a little gangster. She's got 2 jobs, and she works every day, 7 days a week. Yeah. You know, I've done it. I just had one job where I work 7 days a week. But, you know, that I worked shutdowns, turnarounds, and projects at the refinery. You know, I worked 85 hours a week, 7 days a week. Hello, bro. But yeah, that's what you were scheduled for, was 85 hours a week. Hit burnout after 48 hours? You'd think so. But you get used to it, actually. You know, all your days blend together, you know, and it doesn't really matter what day it is because you work tomorrow, always. But then you get paid and you're like, oh, okay, that's why I do this. And you know, when you're doing it when you're younger, you know, 18, 20s, you can do that and actually have a life outside of work. You know, you can work and then, you know, still go to the bar, still do whatever, you know, young people do. When you do it when you're older, some of the guys do it, you know, they still hit up the bar or whatever, but no. Can I shout you out? Hey, there you go. All my days tend to blend together anyway. I'll try to fill my time so I'm not glued to my phone. Yeah, I've been glued to my phone, but I try to do that while I'm doing stuff also, because you know, it's because I just miss you guys so much. I was thinking about going in and sewing more on that damn bag because there's still 2 more holes that I need to sew up, but those holes need to be sewn up with it blown up, and I just don't want to do that right now. I'm doing what's called body doubling. Huh. Okay. I used to use Discord calls to body double. Okay. I'm not familiar with the term. So I'll just trust you. I think I think I'm going to try and relax today, but knowing me, I'll probably end up going inside and changing this battery out and I don't know, making more coils or whatever, just doing something. It's like someone's with you, so you're extra accountability to get shit done. Huh. Huh. I don't need that. Um, I'm gonna do shit anyways. That's just my nature. I'm gonna do stuff, you know, and you know, uh, me uh, being disabled and being home alone all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'd rather just have somebody to fucking talk to. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's about. We can do that. Link Discord to your YouTube live so we can talk while streaming. ADHD has me do 5% of everything or fucking nothing. Yeah, I've heard about that. You know, start a bunch of uh, hopeful projects, you know, and then you lose interest. Um, I think the key to curing that is to discover what you love to do, and you know, then you'll you'll just kind of complete those things out of default or something. So I don't know. I think I've got to touch the ADHD too, but because I read about the things the traits, and I see a lot of that stuff in myself, but uh, a lot of those things were kind of uh, I don't know, for lack of a better term, beaten out of me. So you have stuff you love, okay? Well, that's good. I'm not saying you don't. You know, I I, I don't know your situation. You know, right? Oh, shiny. Yeah, Rihanna. It gets like that. She's bought all kinds of crap. She's. I want to get into cake decorating. I want to do this. I want to do that. And this shit gets bought, comes here, never gets touched. Like she might open it, look at it, you know, be like, oh yeah, look, it came. Isn't this cool? It's like, yeah, that's cool. Uh, you've considered cake decorating? Sure. I have not. But, you know, some people are really good at that shit, man. Uh, I wish you'd sell the stuff, you know? Get some sort of recoup. But a lot of the stuff just gets stashed into all the cubby stash areas that we have. Professional mud snake swimming instructor. Right on. As long as the pay's well, you know. unless there's no pay and you just do it for the passion, you know, you know. Fell into it, sure. Naturally. Uh, One of my ears is bugging me, man. Oh, man! Today at church we had um, some missionaries show up. These guys are from uh, I can't remember where they're from. This country that's a set of like 18,000 islands, and they're in the process of building 100 churches there, and they live on an island that is the size of, I can't remember uh, what what the size of the island is, but it's the most populated island in the world, and they live in a town, right, or a city that's the size of Seattle, but it has like 18 million people in it, you know, and their commute to work is 1 mile, right? It's 1 mile, and it takes, I think they said, um, like over an hour because of the traffic. So it was like something ridiculous, you know, and right. Well, they're doing it. Really, really cool people. Our church is working with people all over the world. It's really impressive the things that we do there. This little church that we go to is actually not that little, but um, this little church in Mount Vernon is involved in missions all over the freaking world. Yeah, he mentioned that the guy, like his wife came up first. We go to City Point. Um, uh, his wife came up first, and then the dude came up second. And he mentioned that this this place, really tests his patience. You know, but it has because he came from Mount Vernon. You know, now he's you know working over there doing what he's doing. But yeah, I don't know. They just had a really cool story. I figured I'd share a bit of it. Well, yeah, Croc mentioned that he's coming to Mount Vernon, man. He's checked it out, and he's like, that is the spot. Have you looked up Mount Vernon yet, Viola? It is quite the place. It's going through a little slide. Those are the tulips. Yeah, I live in Mount Vernon, Washington. Jake, what up, man? I'm back on a mod and tank for now till I get another RDA. Right on, man. Um, wow, do you guys hear that? That something's like running on the roof. I have no idea what the hell it is. It's probably our 5-pound squirrels. Fighting with each other. I'll look up images. Mount Vernon images. Sheer. Yeah, Mount Vernon, Mount Vernon. Okay, let me see if I can find something of like downtown. Holy crap. This looks like an old picture of downtown. Wow. Sound like your pup scratching. No, she's sitting right over there on the ground. You get bears and raccoons and all sorts over there. I'll stay where things don't want to eat me. Yeah. Yeah, the Sasquatch myth was birthed in Washington. Actually from in a town like not far from here. But this is a picture of downtown Mount Vernon in 1910. It really isn't that different. Let me see if I can find a picture that is of downtown, and it's a little more updated. That's not quite as new. Here's 1937, and there's no difference except for the cars. This is like old downtown Mount Vernon. You know, you can say the resemblance is uncanny only if you've seen Sasquatch. Now let me see if I can find a modern picture, so you can be like, yeah, no, it's the same. This is from a different angle. You got laundry to do? You know Sasquatch. Did I tell you about the guy? I was watching this video. I might have told you about it. This guy, like, he talks about how, like, he won't mention, like, where he lives. All right, later, Jake. Have a good one, man. But the reason he won't mention where he lives is because he says that Sasquatch lives on his property with his family, the Sasquatch family, and like they barbecue together and shit. And Sasquatch like speaks English. Right. Okay. Yeah, I mentioned that then. Sure. Yeah, maybe. You know, they're probably all you know, related. Oh, that's funny. I know both those girls. We don't need to look at you. So here's kind of an aerial view of Mount Vernon with some sort of farmer's market going on. I probably do know Robert, you know. So the river would be right here. You know, you could probably see, well, you can't, but that's right where the water would start. These little pilings here used to have like this walkway that used to extend to this thing that's now built. And there were businesses that were right along here, but they tore them all down and then put in like this massive walkway thing. What, did he leave? Did he say goodbye? I didn't notice that. I did. Hi, Jake. I did. Huh. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes the numbers aren't accurate. No, I see that, but I'm just saying sometimes it's not accurate. I mean, sometimes it's been at like 0, and um, I've had like 6 people in here. I never paid really close attention to that. Um, Sometimes it's accurate, sometimes it's just not. What's up, David? How are you doing, David? Roxy is she's coming in here and laying down, and then she goes out there and lays in the sun. Then she starts panting, and then pants. Well, comes in here and lays down, and then she goes back out there. Then she comes back in. She goes back out there, and she comes back in. She's been doing that for, I don't know. Little pull for her? No. Um, I'm sure the water dog in her would enjoy that. I mean, she is a part lab. She might dig that. I've got something that I could, you know, clean up and fill up for her. It's a little pond that I never did anything with, um, other than just throw things in while I was mowing. You know, so it might be full of, I don't know, whatever was in my way. But it's a nice little pond thing. It's about this big and maybe this deep ish. Um, you know, get a scrub brush and clean the damn thing out. And new project. Fill it up for the dog. Yeah. Yeah. Little project. Maybe I should go see a rock dog. See if she likes it. But what would happen is she'd get wet, and then what she would do is she'd probably go roll in the freaking dirt. And that wouldn't be fun. Because she likes to sit, like we will weed this little patch next to that wild rose that we have here. And that little patch of dirt here that we will weed. And right after we weed it, she likes to go lay on the dirt. I'm guessing because the dirt is dark, so it gets warmer than, I don't know, the cement or whatever. I don't know why she does it, but she'll always go lay in it, and we have to kick her off of it. Last time that she laid in it was right after her bath. Right after her bath, she went and laid in that shit, and whatever. Helps their skin. Yeah, I don't know. Dogs do all kinds of weird shit. You know, like some dogs really, really like to eat goose poop, cat shit. Um, you know, who knows what's going on with that? Personally, I don't get it. You know, you know, I know this one chick that calls it roca. When it comes from like the litter box, she's like, I gotta keep my dog from eating the roca. It's like, okay, sure. I built a splitter. Keep your dinner down. This was this was a project. You know, I had a dude in the band that wanted to be able to run his pedals in parallel, right? So normally you run them in series, which is like this. Say you've got two guitar pedals. He's scooch back here. Right? So normally what you do is you've got your two pedals, right? Not seen Panda in 1 minute. Panda? Are you talking about Panda that comes through here every once in a while? Her kids are about like to start school or something like that. Panda Mama. Um, yeah, who knows? Um, she's a cool chick and everything. We don't agree on everything. Let me put it that way. And she's a little more vocal, but she uh, she's a cool chick. Whatever. She's young. So kinda, Um, but I've noticed that she'll come in here and like me and her will be talking and stuff. But like as soon as somebody else comes in here, she kind of splits. You know, I think she kind of wants to like just talk to me or something. I don't know. But she also does have two kids and all that. But anyways, what these are splitters, signal splitters, as this says, signal splitter. And typically, okay, huh? Yeah, you run them in series, right? So you got your pedals like this. You got your guitar coming in here. This pedal runs into this pedal and then out here to your amp or into another pedal or whatever. Oh, Mike, please. And what is good about that is, or bad about that, what is good or bad about that is the pedal that's in front of this pedal will influence the sound of this pedal. Okay. So like if I turn this pedal on and then turn this pedal on, this pedal is going to change the way this pedal sounds. Sometimes you want that, right? Sometimes you don't. Okay. So in order to avoid that, you can run them in series. I mean, in parallel. This is series. You can run them in parallel. And the way to imagine that is instead of them being in line, you've got the pedals like this, right? So you've got your line coming in here, point, and then you've got it coming out like this, and you're splitting your guitar signal now, or your bass, or whatever. And each one of these is going to plug into one of these pedals, like so. Right. I just wrapped this up like a jackass. Like that, right? So 1 turns into 2, it splits it, and it goes through each individually, right? And then you would have 2 chords coming out, going into the 2, and then back into the 1. And now you can make an adjustment here, make an adjustment here, have them both on at the same time, only one on, whatever. But this pedal on the top won't affect this pedal won't affect that pedal. And the reason you'd want to do that is some pedals affect other pedals in ways you don't really like. It's not that confusing. It really isn't. Like a way to think about it is like, say you want to have a delay pedal, like something where you're like, you hit the string, bang, and the delay will be like, bang, ding, 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 bang, ding, 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 right? But you want to play your sound distorted, you know, dang. Well, some delays don't like, a reverb is a different type of sound. Reverb can come in the form of a sound that sounds like a spring, or it can sound like a hallway, or it can sound it. You know, a reverb is quite a large category now. We like to make sense in here, dude. At least a little bit. And so like, let's say you've got your distortion and your reverb, for example. A distortion going into a reverb might sound like shit, you know, but you want to have a reverb and a distorted sound, you know, like that's the sound that you're going for. But it just so happens that, you know, a distortion going into a reverb sounds like shit. And if you switch them around, the reverb going into the distortion makes the distortion sound like shit. So what you can do is run those things in parallel so they're not influencing each other. You know, you're not having that cascading effect. You know, maybe I'm not explaining it clearly, but that's why I built those pedals, was so we had the option to run things parallel instead of in series. Ugh. If I electrocuted myself, we're talking 9 volts. Have you ever licked a 9 volt battery? You know, that's uh that's what we're dealing with here. Those types of voltages, you know. So I'm not worried about getting shocked by yeah, spicy. I'm not worried about getting shocked by whatever that pedal can do. uh, I've I've worked with voltages that can fucking kill you. You know, like somebody gave me an analogy one time, and I'm trying to think about how it went. It had something to do with Indiana Jones and shit. I can't remember. It was funny as shit. By Red Hot Chili Peppers. Play Red Hot Chili Peppers. Okay. Dude. Oh shit, what's up? Your shirt. My shirt. Just because you can wear my clothes. Just because it fits doesn't mean mine. I don't wear your stuff. You know. Yes, I shaved. What of it? It's our shirt. Also, R.I.P. Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, you know, I knew that was coming. You know, I looked at some footage of his last show, and not to be like negative or whatever, but I saw him on stage in his little throne, and I was like, this guy's dying in days. Why do I vape? Because I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. I can. You know, I can do whatever I want. That's what happens when you become an adult, kiddo. Yeah, I mean, speaking of impressive, I'm surprised Lemmy lived as long as he did. No, it's not healthy. Eating healthy and exercise is healthy. It's known as like less detrimental. Let's put it that way. You know, I mean, you got Lemmy from Motorhead. That guy literally did meth and drank whiskey daily. Daily. You know? Yeah, it's less. Yeah. There's actually nothing bad about nicotine. Nicotine isn't bad for you. In fact, nicotine has properties that are beneficial. My favorite guitar. Um, all right, see you, babe. I'll rock on. Well, this would be my favorite guitar out of the guitars. Okay. But I'm a bass player. And that one right there would be one of my favorite basses. I have two favorite basses. Right on. How old are you, Yofi? $17. Huh. What's the difference between a normal guitar and a bass guitar? Well, one plays treble and the other one plays bass. There's other differences too, you know, but that would be the main differences. Other than scale length, preamp, if there is one, the amount of frets, weight. You know, there's lots of difference. They're different instruments. Really, the only instrument you've ever played was a triangle. When? No. Uh, those ones are, but originally they weren't. They were known as a double bass or a stand-up bass, and they looked like a massive violin. But yeah, we primarily play electric instruments in here. You played it when you were 9. Was this last year? Yesterday? This morning? That's a lot of vape smoke. Huh. You mean vapor? Vape is not smoke. Today's your 9th birthday. I kind of figured, since you don't know that vape is not smoke. And it isn't water either. Nope. I'm vaporizing this, and this contains 0 water. Yes. Doom sludge vapor. No. No, I don't smoke weed. Water, vape water is bad for you? Really? Then why do they put people on vaporizers when their lungs are compromised? Think about that. It's like, oh, this guy's having breathing problems. Let's hook him up to this machine that's really bad for him. It'll help. Oh, look, it did. I don't know. It must be because it's so bad for him. um, you know what? I haven't noticed any. Get high and play. You know what, dude? Um, I've spent um, a lot of time high. I'm over it. You know, I've uh, I've moved on. Yeah, I did. I um, I smoked, and then I went from cigarettes to vape, and then I quit vaping and went to the Zins. You know, those pouches, and then I quit doing the pouches and went back to the vape. My wife is still pouching. We were both vaping for years. Yeah. When you first get into vaping, you will cough like crazy. And it's because vapor is a different beast than smoke. You know, it almost feels like it goes into your lungs and expands. And, but if you can get through, you know, those first couple days of the cough, sometimes it's just a day, sometimes it's just an hour, you know. Um, but if you can get through that, um, vaping is not, it just won't bother you anymore. And you know, you can, you can handle large amounts of vapor, and it just won't it won't bother you, not even a little bit. Uh, so smoking and vaping. Uh, yeah, I mean, kind of like how you decided that you were done smoking. Um, you know, to make the switch to vaping, you gotta decide you're done smoking and just vape. You know, otherwise you will just you'll double fist it like that. Pumpkin Dew, I think it was called. I tried that, tasted lovely, but I nearly died of coffee. Pumpkin Dew. I have no idea what the hell that would be. Probably some kind of weird wet pie. I've heard of a lot of people that like pumpkin flavors. I don't. My wife would probably love it. I Yeah, yeah, it's man-made. You don't get vape oil or vape juice from a tree. You know, that some of the ingredients are natural. But you have to take those ingredients and make it. There's no vape juice plant. You know, like over here we've got the strawberry vape juice plant, and over here we've got the grape vape juice plant. You know, but you take propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin, and then you add in your flavoring, and it's basically the same flavoring that's put into any candy, and sometimes sweetener, and there you go. You've got your juice. You just mix it all together, and then you let it sit to the side for sometimes up to a month, and you let it go through a process called steeping, and it will all the um, flavors will coalesce, I guess, and then they you know it tastes good. If you It really depends, you know. um, I wouldn't take tobacco from the government, which, and they're the people that regulate it, you know. But you can grow your own tobacco and smoke that. I don't see anything wrong with that. I've grown tobacco before. Have I made vape juice? Yeah, I've made a lot of it. It's kind of a hassle, but it's easy to make. But what's a hassle is um, the documentation, and then waiting to see how it turns out, and being like, okay, this didn't turn out the way that I wanted. What do I want to do different this time? Going through your notes and being like, okay, well, I'm going to add 5% more of this, whatever, and then doing that, and then waiting for the steeping process to complete. And, there's guys that, they've already gotten this shit down. So, you just go and buy juice, you know. So you when you were vaping, you vape juice that had no nicotine. That's cool. You know, what's great about vaping is it we are creatures of habit, right? And vaping allows us to continue at least part of the rituals that we have grown accustomed to when smoking. Um, you know, the whole like like if you were to be like, you know, I'm gonna try and quit smoking, I'm gonna go to these Zens, you know, that doesn't have, you know, the packing of the cigarettes. That doesn't. Some people flip a lucky, you know, some people do all kinds of weird things that they do. But this at least has, you know, the bringing it to your mouth and the breathing in and the breathing out. You know, it mimics some of the smoking, you know. So, trip number 5, huh? Yeah. Why don't you come here? Come here. Jump up. Yeah, you're a doggy. Come here. Come here. Yeah. Yeah, you smell like you're warm. Sure. Yeah, you know, trying to quit cigarettes and just keep on buying them. Yeah, you know, I really enjoy smoking a nice. You got a garden sprinkler, she might like that. Yeah, I'm sure she would. You know, but you know what I wouldn't like? A wet dog. You know. You know, you've probably heard the saying, "Wet dog smell." You know, not that she's dirty. You know, we bathe her regularly, but even a clean dog. Yeah, she probably wishes she was a white dog right now. Oh, we can take her inside, and then she'll feel better. A little road trip, huh? Head in the hoose. I should probably bring this in too. This thing's been out here forever. Probably whatever's in here isn't. Ew, that looks like it's got color. Num 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 num. All right, come on, let's go inside, baby girl. Get in the air conditioned house. You can go in there and be a dog. Let me see if I've left anything on in here. That doesn't look like it. Okay. Here's another project right here. That. I just found that here. It's probably old, you know, but it's, new in the box. And I could use it to replace a faucet that I have in the kitchen here, which is very old. Okay, let me set you down over here so I can empty whatever is in this, which is probably going to make me puke. Oh, that smells special. How rock duck. Okay. I had to wash my hands after touching that shit. That was just pearls. Oh, man. I got a weird lock on that door. Oh, to the band room? I'm guessing that's what you're talking about? Yeah, it's an electronic... Oop, wrong way. Electronic lock. Takes a code. We kind of figured that would be safest because we had Rihanna's nephew staying here with us, and he is addicted to meth, and he's not your regular tweaker, he shoots the shit, so he with all that gear that's in there. And plus, he's stolen little things before, and just like, right, yeah, some of the stuff is just like, you know, when I'm not doing this, I'll go through the lives, and I'll just be like, wow, there's a lot of dumb ass shit on here. Um, really, you know. And what surprises me is how popular some of the really, really dumb stuff is. Like, I see it and I'm just like, this is so, so dumb. But there's like, I've seen this one guy. I'm not going to say what he does or who he is or whatever, but there's like always like 4,000 frickin' people in there watching, right? And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. But, anyways, uh, homeboy uh, loves the meth, and he's stolen things and lied about it, and we just kind of figured that if that door had a key, right, um, he might at some point get the key and go in there and, you know, just take whatever. And so we figured in order to prevent that, we would just get a door that or a lock that has a code. I just saw a dude with what might be a lampshade on his head, just repeating the same word over and over. Tons of viewers. Was it a lampshade, or was it the dude that's got like the toilet bowl thing around his head that's covered in like fudge? And he's like always like combing his hair with like this yellow comb, and maybe sometimes he's got like this little toy bus that he runs over his head, and um, maybe you've seen that guy. There's always like at least close to 1,000,000 of people in there, you know. Yeah, it does suck because uh, he's a cool kid, you know what I'm saying? But um, he's stuck on that stuff, you know. And what's kind of sad is, you know, some of his family members are, you know, they make excuses for him, and you know, they feel bad for him, and which is understandable, but it's like, you know, he's not going to get better until you stop. No, it's like a lampshade, but just the wiring. Huh. I don't know if I've seen that guy. I'll have to. Huh. And he's just saying the same word. Is that what he's saying? Just same word over and over again. What is he saying? Did you catch the word? Man. Oh man. What a short bus, you know? Whatever. Whatever, dude. Choo choo choo. Sure. Sure. Uh what's funny is the guy's probably brilliant. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, listen, uh, in order for me to stand out on this platform, is I've just got to be on here and be so stupid that like look at, we're talking about him right now. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's kind of like, I can't remember the name of the rapper, but been a few, right? And these guys have been to Harvard, right? And they've graduated like at the top of their class. These guys are brilliant people, but they um, leave Harvard and become rappers, right? And these guys understand their target audience, right? So they're not going to be singing about, the types of things that they learned at Harvard. They're not going to be singing about anything intelligent, you know. They're going to be singing about, clapping cheeks and fucking popping pussy and brain rot. You know what I'm saying? And the reason they do that is because they understand uh, what needs to be done, right? And if you want to make money in that world, you gotta be dumb, because the people that buy the shit are fucking dumb, you know. And it's right. That's what makes it hard to say, because there are examples of people that are literally geniuses that that are doing what he's doing. They um, Harvard graduates that come out and they act totally street, not just street, ghetto as fuck, and it's because they understand their target audience. Um, so that's the one thing that makes me second guess, whether or not the guy is really just a dumb shit, or is the guy um, one of those examples that's like, look, if I'm gonna make it on this, whatever. And maybe that's why he's covering his face, because you can't really have, who knows? I don't know. I don't know if he's showing his face, but you could build up your platform until it gets 1 million, whatever, and then show who you are, and I don't know, whatever. Do you really want to get locked in as the lampshade guy? Is what I'm saying. Let me see. Am I missing some stuff? Nope. Found a lot of people I've met actually addicted to something are actually really good-hearted people. They're the ones who really Yeah, I fixed it. Thanks for reminding me. After you told me about that shit, I try to remember to do that like immediately. But sometimes I don't remember. No, no. Not getting lazy. I'm definitely lazier than I have been in the past. Typing this shit for nothing. No reason. No, should I just take it out a little bit more? I can right there. There we go. Nothing. Nothing. Oh man. Have you seen the that thing? I think it might just be on Instagram. Do you even have Instagram? My sub count's gone up quite a bit since I first got here. Okay. Well, that's cool. That's yeah, I was mentioning that to Joey. I was like, it took me forever to get to 50, right? And like literally, like it took a long freaking time just to get to 50. And then after that, you know, people just started subbing, whatever, I'll take it. But there's this video that I saw. You don't have to. You don't have to do anything. But there's this video I saw, and it starts out with this guy. It's your typical over the pond looking guy. And he's like, yeah, if you could just take like a burger the size of my head and just deep fry it. And then he's like making fun of the American diet, right? And then it flashes to this fucking black dude, right, who's making fun of uh like the British diet, right? And I can't remember the ingredients entirely, but he's like, "Oh man, if you could just give me like some banana and sardines with peas, just thinking about it makes my mouth water. Oh, by George." it I'm not doing it justice, but it's so fucking funny, dude. I watched that and I literally laughed my fucking ass off. That black dude's hilarious. Sardines, bananas, and peas. Oh, some kind of soup. I don't fucking know. Oh man. Okay. So, do you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen that shit? Anyways, I laugh my ass off. What's my religion? I'm Christian. And I'm not just one of the guys that just likes to think of myself as someone headed to heaven. I understand the religion, and because there's a lot of people that claim to be whatever, and they aren't. Really, they really aren't, and it's a damn shame because those people give, you know, just let's take Christianity for example. There's a lot of people that claim to be Christian that aren't, and those people give Christianity a bad name. What about you? And I study apologetics also. Everybody's gone. Start talking about God, everybody takes off. Huh. Huh. Huh, huh, huh. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The busybody, uh, the the judgmental, the glaring, you know. Um, see, if here's the thing, if someone's a Christian, right? Um, they should be the last to judge. Um, People they don't know. Now there's directions, if you will, in the Bible on how to judge properly, and and a lot of people take that scripture out of context, and it's typically people that are doing something that they don't want to give up, and they're like, judge not lest you be judged, and they're thinking that that saying is saying, don't judge, you can't judge me. And that's not really what it's saying. What it's saying is, how you judge people is how you will be judged. And if you continue reading, it gets into how to properly judge people. But people snip this out and, whatever. Which is why they wouldn't use the rest of the verse, because it actually gets into judging properly, which is not what they want to say. They want to not be judged and do whatever they want. So why would they quote to you a verse that actually tells you to judge, right? But someone that's a real Christian, right? Like, they should understand, like, we should be the first ones to understand that people live in sin. Like, we understand that the rest of the world doesn't get it, but we should be the first ones that understand it, because that's why we believe what we do believe. Because we recognize the need for a savior. It's like, why? Well, it's because we're pieces of shit, right? But some people, they will be like, oh, I'm a Christian now. Now I'm in this like elite group, and now I can point at everyone. But that's not what it's about, Well, I'm gonna judge somebody, but keep that shit to myself. Well, that's not what we're taught to do. Let me read it. I just been told too many times I need to be more judgmental. I have let people away with far too much. Well, here's the thing. When it gets down to the directions on how to judge, right? It starts out with, why point out the speck that is in your brother's eye while you are ignoring the log that is sticking out of your own? Okay? And that analogy is, well, let me just move on. So it says, first remove the log from your eye, and then you can help your brother, right? And what's true about that is, like, let's take addiction, for example. You don't want to hear how to get off drugs or something from someone that's never done it, right? They just don't have experience. They don't, whatever, Or somebody doesn't want to hear how to cope with anything from someone that has no experience in that, And someone that does is the right person to shepherd someone through those situations, Which is, why I say to many people, whether or not you want to believe Jesus is God and whatever, I mean, the wisdom that is in the Bible is undeniable. It's the history that's in it is undeniable. This is why the Bible's been known as the anvil that breaks all hammers. I get it. I try to hold myself up to a higher standard and not. I have compassion for others. As with stuff like cheating. That's part of being an abusive that I can't not judge. If judge is the right word. No, it is. And you're talking about, not like cheating in a board game or something, or cheating someone out of like money. You're talking about like spousal cheating, right? Catch up here. Okay. With my best friend. I was back again. Okay. Yeah. Well, and rightfully so, you should get pissed over something like that. If somebody cheats in a relationship, now there's many reasons why we naturally feel that way. I won't get into all that, but if you read the Old Testament and the New Testament, cheating was like, if somebody cheated, this union that was supposed to last forever could be separated, and God would have zero problems with that, because that was a violation. Yeah, I think I've been cheated on. I don't remember. Definitely not by a wife. Rihanna's my first wife. And I don't see her cheating on me. But I'm sure somebody's cheated on me in the past, and I wasn't aware of it, But if somebody were to cheat on me, I would, depending on who they cheated with, because then you could be betrayed doubly, You know what I'm saying? If it's somebody you don't know, it's like, I've got no problem with you, man. You don't know me, which is kind of crazy. You get some people that, they're not even mad with their spouse or whatever. They want to beat the shit out of dude. Or, girls get like that a lot too. You know what I'm saying? They want to beat the hell out of this girl that's cheated with their man. And, you know, she didn't know about you. The dude's a liar, you know. Yeah. I agree. I think that I used to be a big cheater. Big time, big time, big time. Um, I've cheated on every person I've ever been with. Every single one. Save not one. Every one of them. Every last one. Please believe it. Roxy wants out. I'll be right back. Oh, I know what you don't want out. You want dinner. Maybe. I think this might be a little tight. We'll just have to see how it goes. The people are hit or miss. Yeah, and it's that's only going to get better. As predicted. I'm being serious. The Bible talks about how the condition of the world will continually decrease in quality, and because of that, men's hearts will grow cold and they will increasingly become cold with each other. It says children will get to the point where they no longer listen to their parents. They will become disrespectful. Now, people that have been, not alive for very long will be like, oh, it's always been like that. Well, fucking shit. Alright, you squirrely bastard. Wow, come on now. Wow. Alright, I'm back. I'm way back here. I tried snowboarding once. It was cool, but I never did go back. I'm the same. I keep myself. Make my candles, draw. Used to skateboard, but got injured. Oh, damn, that sucks. Well, first the parents need to listen and be respectful, so the kids feel heard and don't rebel. I've got some things to say about that. The vast majority of the youth in the USA have been raised by social media and shit. Blah, 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 blah. Right. Yeah. You know, like I I might have shared this analogy with you guys about how raising children is like holding a bar of soap. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. No, I understand that. Um, and some people rule with fear. um, but the analogy is raising a child is like holding a bar of soap, a wet bar of soap. If you squeeze it too tightly, it will shoot from your hands. If you hold it too loosely, it will fall from your hands. How you do it is you cradle it gently but firmly. I think I'm finally kind of getting familiar with this wire here. And when I first switched over to these gauges, it was a super bitch. I'd almost call it a whore, a filthy cheating whore. But it's working out pretty good now. Man, what was the bad word? Was whore the bad word? Whore's not a bad word. It's a description. If you think whore's a bad word, you'd have to conclude that God cusses. What the fuck is going on here? I just showed my daughter how people react to kindness, compassion, and showed her how good it feels. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Don't shoot me, YouTube. My father used to say that profanity is the crutch of the inarticulate motherfuckers. Sure. It's a pee-pee obsessed lady of the night. Well, it's, is it that, or is that how she's decided to make her money because she understands the nature of man? But I've had people be like, don't say that. That's a bad word. It's not a bad word at all. It's not a bad word at all. You know, it might make you feel uncomfortable, right? I don't know why. But there's nothing wrong with that word. It's not a bad word, you know. You know, especially at churches. You know, you go to a church and you call somebody, you're talking about somebody, you know, and I'll be like, oh, they're just kind of a whore. And then, oh my God, well, don't say that in here. We're in church. Be like, hey, how about you flip to page whatever in your Bible and see where God calls such and such a whore. That's God talking. You know, so why don't you tell God, hey, I got an idea. Shut your mouth. No, I know. I know you swear a lot. I haven't seen it much in the texts, right? But I'm sure if you were on video, we'd hear all the stuff and the things. Do your parents cuss? Is it, you know? You're Scottish, it's a given. Okay. Is it like on the application? You have to sign something on the way out of the womb. You know, it's like, eh. Yeah, maybe that's why my grandma cussed so much. You know, she told me she was Scottish, and I think she's Scottish, and either Scottish and something else, or Scottish. I don't remember, but Scottish was in the mix. Go. I just fed you. You can have a snack. Okay? You're such a needy, hungry hippo. Here, have some strawberries. Get it. Get this one. Man. I'm doing it. I'm eating something. You haven't spoken to your mother in over 15 years? Same here. I think. $12, I think. But I want more. Yeah. My oh, you guys already know that my mom passed. No appetite since Friday, huh? I thought you were gonna go to Denny's or something. And get some moons over my hammy. Or some shit. Double hash browns and whatever you were talking about this morning. Having a smoothie. Right on. Yeah, I had one of those yesterday, the day before. I don't remember. In fact, I think I might make one right now. I mean, shit. Damn. Ah. No, I'm not gonna. Dishwasher said it was clean, but the stuff in there is not. So. Halfway there, you realize you weren't hungry. Panels. Yeah, what is that? Oh, like the side-by-side shit? Yeah, you can do it on your phone, I think. I'm pretty sure I've seen Panda do it, and I don't think she's using her computer. Let me see. Let me look. Yeah. What I would need to do, or what you need to do, is before you do the live, there's an option to invite someone. Okay, I haven't done it yet, but you can. I think that's how you do it. I think that's how you do it. Let me see what's going on here. What's this? 49-second short was uploaded. Well, I'm not trying to fucking do that. What's this? Blah, 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 blah. No. Maybe. I don't know if she'd be down. I'm sure Rihanna would want to see her and meet her. You know, I'm sure she'd think that'd be cool. Let me ask you this, Viola. I've been saying your name, Viola. Rihanna was like, is that how you say it, or is it Viola? And it kind of made me second guess how I've been saying it. Is it Viola or Viola? Okay. Either is fine. Okay, well. Yeah, I mean, if you don't give a shit, that's... Which one is right? You know? Viola, Viola. Just be like one or two. Viola, Viola. Viola. The second one. Okay. So you're just trying to be nice. All right. What do you know? Rihanna's fucking right again. Stupid. Yeah. Well, I get called Adam or Sasquatch. So, that doesn't make them, you know, or sexy man beast. I've been called that too. Please believe it. And Giga Chad, whatever the fuck that is. V squared to the power of 5. Sass down? Is that because what's that have to do with it? Sassiness? Or something? Oh, ad squatch. That's funny. You know what also is funny is I left the room. This was yesterday, right? I was streaming in the band room, and I left and I came back, and have you guys have met ET by now, right? Yeah, the throw your hands guy, right? I this was fucking funny, dude. I forgot what I left to do, maybe get something out of the garage, and I come back. He won't talk to you? Huh. Anyways, I come back and he's like saying all this sweet nothings bullshit in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's my baby? Where's my honey Adam? And all this shit. And I come back and I'm reading this stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And he's, oh, there he is. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? And while I'm reading this stuff and all this shit's on the screen, Rihanna shows up. Right? And they start getting in this little argument. I mean, they're being playful about it, right? And Rihanna's like, hey, you better watch out or you're going to have to catch these hands, you know. And he's like, well, I don't know. I think E.T. Hagen sounds pretty good. And this whole thing is not bothering Rihanna at all. She just knows that he's fucking around and shit. You know, it's not like she kind of thinks that it's, I don't know. I don't know if cute's the right word, but it's kind of like I don't know. I guess like you see a dog and a cat laying together. You know, you don't really have to worry about them making like kittens or kapuppies. You know what I'm saying? If they end up being friends. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. But so she was just looking at the whole thing as a joke. But the so yeah, he's he's a goofball, you know. But I figured I'd tell you about that shit. It was pretty funny. But and he might have been drunk too. Because he's over in Ireland, right? And this was like, I forget exactly what time it was for me, but I remember it was like, dude, it's gotta be, 4 in the fucking morning for you, man. What are you doing? Yeah, yeah. No, most of the time when I talk to him, he's kind of got like this. He's kind of got that vibe. like he'd been drinking a bit. Well, yeah, you guessed that he was Irish. I was like, yeah, this guy comes through and he's talking about catching hands. Do you want to catch these hands? Blah, blah. And you're like, he sounds Irish. And I was like, well, he fucking is. And you were just like, yeah, surprise, surprise. We kind of had a laugh and shit. Right. No, he hasn't acted like a fool yet. Yeah, well, you kind of put it. Yeah, if I remember how it went, I was just saying because I mentioned the catch these hands bullshit, and you were like, he sounds Irish or something like that. I can't fucking remember. I don't remember exactly how it went, but I just remember telling you he was Irish, and us kind of laughing about it because it made sense and something like that. I don't remember. An experiment with Rock Dog. All right, what's up? Maybe that's how it went. Uh, I'm not a doctor. You know, bring her over to the camera on your lap and let's ask her to answer our question. Okay, Roxy, come here. Come here. Jump up. She's just going to think that I'm offering her something. How was dinner? Here, I'll let you look at her face. She immediately starts doing the dog math. How was dinner? Huh? Dinner? How was dinner? Okay, well, that's what that did. Let me go feed her again. Go. You're gonna be a sausage. There you go. You know what's bullshit is Rihanna gets home and let me see. Poor girl, she's waiting on something but doesn't know what. Right. As soon as mom gets home, she starts working on her because she knows I'm not going to do it anymore. So she she starts crying to her and, oh, I haven't been fed all day. What, do you want outside? You go outside? Or you just want to, what do you want to do? Why don't you get your toy? Where's your toy? Go find it. Go get it. There it is. There's your toy. There, let's get it. Get that toy. Go get it. Go get your toy. Go get it. Go get that toy. Well, jump up. Jump up. Lay down. You don't have to ask. Jump up and lay down. Ask Roxy if she wants a pair of shoes. She doesn't recognize that word. I can ask her, but she's probably just gonna. Right. I could teach her how to do it. You know, I could hook up a rope and teach her how to open and close it. You know, she's a smart enough dog that she would do it. Look at her. She was just throwing a fit. Lay down. 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 Roxy. Rock dog. Rock dog. Oops. Bam, 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 bam. She's ready to play. Does she ever go swimming in the lake or the river? Injured. Sometimes, you know, like if I ever go there, you know, but there's a lot of other dogs around here, and she doesn't really tolerate asshole dogs well, and it's kind of a trip. Like the dogs that just kind of roam around here, you know, like the people that just like let their dogs out, and dogs like leave their yard and do whatever and end up coming into my yard and pissing and shitting or whatever. All those dogs are like really good natured, but the ones that get walked by people, you know, they want to like fight and shit. And so I've noticed that when we're out with Roxy and we encounter another dog, it can lead to problems. But there's a lot of times when Roxy will be outside with me and one of those dogs that just kind of roams around. Yeah, no, I've been doing it for years. I just throw the shit right in the field. But whenever those dogs come around, you know, there's like that initial like, oh, there's a dog, and then she'll run out there, and then they just kind of like stare at each other for a second, and then they just end up running together somewhere, you know, and they're buddies, you know. Yeah, it should be a sport. The poo flanging. There's a family of raccoons around here somewhere. I don't know if you guys ended up seeing them. This might have been before Croc was coming here. The Master Shiblasta. But I don't think Viola was here that day either. I think it was Peter that was in here. But yeah, this little family of raccoons came out of the out of the bush over here, and they walked out in the field a little bit, and they walked along the edge, and they came up to the road, and then they just boing, 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 boing. They went down that way, you know, past the fence, and I couldn't see them anymore. What's that, a penguin? Yeah. This coil. After wrapping all those coils, it looks so good. This one that's, you know, kind of shitty, kind of pisses me off. Even though I've got probably coils in my vape right now that look just as bad as this thing, but gosh, man, after I've gotten used to these wires, I've actually wrapped some really pretty ones. If I don't say so myself. Lizard, unicorn. Okay. Frog. Too bad there's no Sam Squanch. Little emoji. You guys could get me in on this fun. Or is there? I don't know. Oh, is that what that's supposed to be? Okay. Your dog. Still rocking a 1.5. Oh, what's that guy? A dragon? A screaming lizard? Let me see something here. Is there a way to actually... Shocking. Oh, I can zoom in. Look at that. Let's see if I can show you this coil, Croc. And Viola. Even though you don't vape. There we go, that's working better. Beautiful, yes. If only they could turn out like that every time. I've got a couple that are really nice like that sitting here. But where's that other one? Oh, that one looks good too. Where is it? There's one of these over here looks like shit. Oh, here we go. I'll show you this one. This one's not as pretty. Some of the spacing got messed up here. Yeah. The other side might be okay. We'll see. Oh, pretty. Fix it. Yeah, well, you know, something like that, you just deal with it. You can't fix that shit. You just make another. You know. You just keep making them, and hopefully you get better and better forever. But I'm really liking this this 30. Now that I'm kind of getting used to it, the 30 wrapped with 34. I was doing like 26 wrapped with maybe it was 36, something like 32. That's what it was. That was a pretty beefy coil. All right, well, good night, Viola. I will, I'll see you soon. Roxy, are you a monkey? She's just like, I don't know, does that mean food? Who's been talking of me? You've been in here the whole fucking time. Oh, you read the chat. That's funny. I was telling them about you and Rihanna's little fight yesterday. And, you know, these guys don't, you know, nobody's talking shit, man. So, what do you do for work, man? How come you're always coming in here like at, 1 a.m. or 5? Roxy, quit your whining. No, you got nothing to whine about. You're styling. What am I doing? Roxy wants a back rub. I want a fucking back rub, dude. I'm making a coil, a vape coil. Right now I'm making the spaced Clapton. Oh, almost got stuck. What's happening there? Fucking gay. Alright. Everybody say hi to Gems if you hadn't already. I tried to watch some of that play, or whatever you want to call it, that Brock, whatever his fucking name is, I can't remember his name. Um, one of the redheads was at, and I was coming in and out, because it was like kind of cheese, but I left and didn't come back after Homegirl's little thing. I was like, okay, this chick, she's obviously a lesbian, right? But I guarantee she's not going to be able to resist mentioning that she's gay and either her current or ex-girlfriend. And what do you know? That's exactly what she did. And I was like, I'm fucking over it, dude. Plus, she wasn't funny. It seemed like everybody was laughing at her because it was like the thing to do. And his whole chat was like, dude, what are you fucking subjecting us to? This is trash. I couldn't agree more. It reminded me of like the plays that the kids made, like when I was in high school and in theater production. But whatever. Let me catch up here. Bam. Okay. Sorry if I'm not engaged here. Rock dog. You're a puppy. Flip. Yeah, that happens, Gems. Well, this is what I'm making. Let me show you. I'm building these things. Let me see if I can show you one that looks decent here. Have I lost DNA mod? Hey, all Adam. Oh, okay. I didn't get the text. I'm sorry. Yeah, do whatever you want, babe. But this is what I'm making. These coils. Come on, focus. They're vape coils. I put them in here. You know, it's not focusing, but yeah, the name of the type of coil is a fused Clapton. Hi, gotta drive. Bye. Bye. Say hi to everybody, Rock Dog. Say hi. Yeah. Oh. Oh yeah. Yeah, dog. You're a dog. Yeah. All the dog stuff. Okay. Yeah, dog. Yeah, she said she texted me. I didn't get it. But, you know, she told me whatever she texted that she's not going to cook and she's going to pick up dinner. So, whatever. You know, it's all good. She probably figured that the reason I didn't respond is because I didn't get the text, and it's probably because I was doing something like this. So she probably figured, I know what I'll do. I'll just get into his live and be like, hey, here's the deal. And it worked. she's not gonna throw a fit or anything like that. Hmm. I'm not sassing. I'm just, uh, I'm just saying what's up. Let me go back to the sheds here. Gems take off again without saying goodbye. Sometimes I think that people, call her like as soon as she gets off work and shit. And immediately has to get to clowning, Her life's just a circus. Hey, I got an idea. Just be a dog. Right. I guess she's still here. Be nice, everybody. I'm not exact. I don't know. Am I a fucking streamer? Is that what's going on here? Oh no. Alright. Time to fuse these bitches. I'm just gonna drop you because you're a piece of shit. I'm sick of looking at you. Bullshitting and tinkering. What do you call what you're doing? Why not you a streamer, sir? Bullshitting and tinkering. Lord, no, right. Alright. Alright. Whatever. I kind of enjoy it, Yeah, laminar flow. That's what we're gonna call this. Uh, this type of stream. Not only am I a streamer, I'm my consistency is laminar flow. Yeah, I do weird shit, man. Not weird, but uncommon, I guess. Sewing out a bag. Yeah, I'm still not done with that damn thing. So I gotta go back and do some more of that shit. But I don't think I'll be able to bring you guys in on that because I gotta actually have the bag on for that. And so it can be taught. Because I'm not just gonna be stitching. I'm gonna be doing what's called darning. It's a different type of stitch or sewing, and it needs to be, puffed out. Now we're going to take out the twists. No, we're not even holding on to the damn thing. Just wasting my time. Alright, so now, hot dog, come on, quit being a little brat, okay? You've never cooked a steak before? Machine sew. That's an art. My buddy's mom could teach you that shit. Her job is literally to be a seamstress. That's her job. You always went to a restaurant. Oh man, cook. The amount of money you'll save. Like, me and my wife, we go out too much. You know what I'm saying? And dude, once you learn how to cook and all that shit, you'll just be like, why do I eat this shit? Sure, there's restaurants that actually, do good, and you'll like their food, but you can actually get to the point where you can make better food than anything you can buy, because it's you making it, Let me catch up here, sorry. Okay. Gems. Do you like your steak to be bloody at all? Do you like there to be any pink? Um, slightly pink, slightly bloody. What are you saying? Right. Okay. Some blood and some pink. Okay. um, you probably like medium rare. Um, yeah, you could do a live of it. You know what I'm saying? But I would not listen to everyone's advice, because too many chefs, ruin the stew, they say. I would pick who you're going to listen to and go with that. And, you know what I'm saying? I mean, look at what everybody's saying and be like, okay, I kind of like, this guy's mentioning garlic and I like garlic or whatever. But, just kind of pick one dude or dudette and, because things could probably get pretty crazy pretty fast if you're trying to listen to everybody. I'm not a vegan. That's a terrible religion, and they're fucking hypocrites who don't pay attention to their damn teeth. Yeah, keep it simple too. Yeah, don't, garlic. I just threw that out there. No, I'm a lesbian converter. I'm not a lesbian. I make lesbians straight. That's right. My wife will be home shortly, Gems, and she could probably give you a quick rundown on on the steak shenanigans, and she could probably make it real easy. You know, she's got cooking in her blood, and um, just a suggestion, you know. What? I made you gay. What is? Hey, dude. You know. uh, I'm sorry. So what? Steak is American? You saying that? That can't be accurate. No, homie. I'm not feeling gay for the ET, dude. I've never felt even a little gay for nobody. Um, I'm not gay, bro. Little pink dress. Oh, his hair, all planning for Adam's. Right. Never dated a man that asked you for a steak. Sounds like you weren't dating men. Um, uh, yeah, dude, steak is gangster. Love me a cow. Oh, it sounds like the whiff is home. Offered you steak, offered you tube steak. Sounds like, homie. Hey, baby girl.
Yeah?
Gems
Yeah?
is thinking about cooking a steak,
Uh-huh.
and she wants some tips.
Hot? How does she like them cooked?
I've asked her about, does she like it pink, does she like it bloody? She says she likes it a little pink and a little bloody. I said that you're probably going for medium rare.
Okay, so you're gonna want if she's gonna pan fry it, it needs to be a hot pan with oil. And then you sear it on both sides and then check it. I mean, you cook it for just a few minutes on each side, but on a hot pan. I don't know, I just do it, you know?
I know you just do it, but did you hear what she was saying?
Oh, shit. I'm exhausted.
Fetish is a Latina. Yeah, that's kind of funny. I was watching this comic that I really like, and he was saying that, like, when it comes to the porn world, white is like the normal, you know, and everything else is like a fetish.
I didn't pick up food. I'm just gonna cook.
Oh, you're just gonna cook? Okay, well, whatever, you know. All right, Brianna says. Jem says, "Okay, Rihanna, got it."
Sorry, I just don't know. I mean, if I cook them in a pan.
She says, "Hot pan, oil, and sear for a few minutes." Thumbs up.
On each side, and then
And Croc says no oil, but
I use oil. It depends on the pan you're using too.
Yeah.
I use like oil and butter.
Oil, butter. You know, go with some butter. Butter's great. You know.
And I use like avocado oil.
So does my wife. My wife was a chef for years. Her food will change your fucking life. Yeah. Bam! Alright, put this back. after you've done it for a couple minutes on each side, you know, you can cut into the steak a bit. Look down inside and see if you've gotten it to where you want it. You're really just bringing it up to temp, the interior. Now I'm rethinking my whole dating life. Thanks, Adam. Well, that's what I do. I hopefully give perspective. Ow, look at that shit. That's just magic. Look what I did, Rock Dog.
Is this dirty?
What's this? No, just sitting there.
You wore it outside to do the trees.
Did I? Nothing really fell on me.
Alright.
I did do them trees. We're all gonna have some of that meat. I don't know what we're having. I think we're having burritos or something like that. Babe, what are we having?
We're making burritos.
All right, burritos. There we go. Bam!
Taco seasoning. Good stuff.
Some of that good shit. She would love that, but there's certain things that we won't give her because it messes her up, But yeah, she wants to take part in anything that we're eating, But like here, I'll.
What? No, thank you. They taste weird to me. Yeah.
Like
These are
here,
dirty, by the way.
here's a little strawberry that I picked. It's not 100% ripe, but jump up. What's this? It's in this hand. It's in this hand. Do you see it? Come on, jump up. She likes strawberries. Oh yeah, and if you're talking about steak or whatever, sure. I mean, she loves steak. Oh yeah. It's all gone. You got it. It's all gone. You want another one? I got one more. You want it? You want it? Let's go. Here it is. You see it? Look up. Good girl. Okay. I had a pit bull that loved sweet potatoes and would cry and beg with little fridge. Sit there until we took them out and cooked them. Sweet potatoes are garbage. Actually, she's not a vegan. She's a silent killer. A whole bowl of strawberries. Who knows what that would do. I've only fed her, so many. It might end up, I don't know, making her shit out her eyes or some shit, I don't know. She'll even climb my apple tree, when there's apples in it. She sees the apples up in it, and she'll climb up there and pull them off, and she eats them. We don't have any, and we don't want any. Nope. I have a son with another chick, and he's 22. You know, when me and Rihanna first got together, she, you know, kind of thought about that, but now she's like, I'm glad we didn't have any kids, you know. And it's like, yeah, you know, that's why I was telling you no. You know, I'd say, no, we're not doing that. And she'd get upset, but what do you know? She realized I was right all along. Can't blow those near. The fan's too intense. Hey, yeah, James, I'll show you the package. I won't show the address or anything, but this is the package I was going to send. It's within the box that I was going to send, which is another one of these. You know, it had this protective foam layer stuff in here, so I decided to go with it. You know, I put one in there and then one in here, and I figured that would keep it from, you know, breaking, and then put this guy over here on top, and wait, and I taped it and then shoved it into this Mofrappa, and yeah, I was going to try and send this to you, but then everybody shit their pants. But Rihanna's going to save the day with that. Blah, blah, blah.
How many do you want? 2? 3?
You can go ahead and make 3. If I can't eat it, I'll save it.
Okay.
Because I'm a fat boy.
Oh, we're watching Happy Gilmore 2 tonight. It's on Netflix. There's a new Happy Gilmore.
Well, we're watching that.
I know, right?
You hear that? Happy Gilmore 2.
He told me
Bam!
about it.
Who did?
David.
Oh, really?
So I had a customer come in tonight who was so fucking rude to me. I've never cried, like, ever, because of a customer. But, like, I had to walk away from my register because I was like tearing up. He was so fucking rude for no reason.
What did he do?
He grabbed the receipt out of my hand and said, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm highlighting the information that's pertinent to your purchase because it's my job." And he's like, "It doesn't fucking matter, you stupid ass." And he like walked out, and I was like, "Well, I hope you have a very nice day." And so I started walking away from my register because I was like starting to tear up. And David's like, "What did he say to you?" And so like he's like, "Oh, that's not gonna fucking fly with me." So he like chased after him and was like, "Don't come back to this store ever again."
What did he look like?
He's just this short guy. I feel bad for his son because his son was with him, little kid.
Has he been in there before?
No, I've never seen him before. But I've never been spoken to by a customer like that for no fucking reason. Ever.
All right.
Hurt my feelings. I was terrible. I was very upset about it. Crying in the bathroom. Could not believe it. The customer that was behind him too was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I'll be right back." And when I came back, he was still there. He's like, what the hell was that about? I said, "I have no idea. Maybe he hates his wife and wanted to take it out on me." I don't know. He's probably a wife beater.
Huh.
Yeah, David said, "If that ever happens again and I'm not there, you call me up here and I'll take care of it."
Yeah, David's.
They're badass. They're very protective of me.
No, I know.
Organic.
Adam, if you went to a store and saw a lady with a box full of babies and a sign that said "free babies," she wouldn't take a free baby. I would. I'd have some questions. What now? Or bad training at the delivery service you went to. Yeah, there was actually this one dude that was in training, and he was like, "Oh man, too bad you didn't come to me, man. I just would have done it." And the chick turned to him and it's like, "That's because you're in training and you don't know." But he almost got in trouble. Which Adam Sandler one?
Huh?
Which one are we watching?
Adam Sandler's Happy Gilmore?
Is that what it's the second one?
Second one? Yeah, Happy Gilmore 2?
Okay.
I think that's what he said it was. It was some Adam Sandler movie.
Okay. Well, apparently we're going to watch that tonight. I don't know if that's. I knew Jim said you knew about that.
Has she had beef?
Yes, she has.
Oh, you can have a cookie, okay? Sit. 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 Good girl. You boop. Boop. Yes. Good girl.
Oh, you are watching it. Okay, yeah, it's out tonight, I guess. So we're going to watch it on Netflix. I'm stoked. Apparently some of the people aren't going to be in it because they died, you know. But, and that kind of bummed Adam out, you know. Which is understandable. Yeah, that fucking pisses me off about that guy, man. I wouldn't have beat his ass. I'm over to doing that shit, but I would have scared the shit out of him. You know. The right thing to do is to piss them off to the point of where they hit you. You know what I'm saying? And then you just ruin them.
Tomato?
Right. Yeah, well, how long has it been? Over, 20 years? Something? Yeah, baby. All the shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to eat them alone also. Like I pulled one off of our plant outside. We have this one that grows these yellow tomatoes, and well, kind of yellowish orange type color, and salt and pepper, some lime. I haven't put lime on them. That would be good.
Oh, I saw Lewis and
Salt and
Amanda
pepper.
Pounds at my work today.
What's up, baby?
I saw Lewis and Amanda Pounds.
At your work, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Well, how are they doing? What are they doing? A project?
Buying a tarp.
Buying a tarp.
They said to say hi.
Yeah, Amanda's cool. Lewis is a trip.
They're both weird.
Yeah, no,
I
they're
love them though.
no, they're great people, but they're a trip. They're like Amanda looks like she's like ready to like explode out of her body. You know, always.
Yeah, she does. Her eyes are always wide open.
Yeah, and Lewis is just like, I don't know. He's like it's like he smokes pot, but you know he doesn't. You know. These are people that go to our church. Olive oil and some Italian herb stuff. Whatever. It's dressing. Bam! Yeah, dude, I love tomatoes. Actually, let's go look at the plants and see what's going on out there. I'm gonna go check on our ladies outside. Just tell them about the tomatoes and shit. Those people who act like potheads but aren't as funny. Yeah, well, it's not that he acts like one. When you talk to him, you can tell he's not. He doesn't when he looks stoned all the time. You know, kind of like how I look stoned all the fucking time. You know, but, and just not. Now let's flip this around. So this is the one that actually put out one that was ripe already. It's way down here next to this little guy. Got some of these dudes. Oh, that has a really strong smell. Yeah, I need to come in here and, you know, clean these up a bit. Because I haven't. It would, you know, help the production. Yeah, these look like they must be Romas. We got a volunteer potato back here. We got some peppers. These are tiny little guys still. And we got some bigger ones in here. Let's see what's going on. These ones are not ready yet because they haven't lost their little skirts yet, but we'll pull one off and see if it melts my face off. Yeah. Because I like hot shit. Sure, let's go with this guy. I'll at least be able to tell what this is going to do eventually. This pepper right here is just getting shaded as fuck. Let me turn this around. Here's a volunteer tomato. We didn't plant this guy. It's all the way in the corner. Some other trippy type of tomato. at Tomatillos. You going to New Mexico? What are you going there for? You want to buy one of these hot peppers, baby? Of course you don't. If this is hot, I'm gonna just go grab the other one and put it on the burrito. Family. Okay. Nothing. Grew some of these last year and dried them. Oh, sorry, Rock Pop.
Holy shit, these are hot.
There's also these things, which I grew. See what they look like. They've been in here for a minute. Some habaneros that are dried. These are hot as shit. No, those are no good. Some more habaneros.
Oh shit, I forgot to put sour cream on it. You're gonna have to open that back up.
What's this? Oh, and these are dried jalapenos. They don't look tasty, but they are. But these right here, they gotta go. So there was some moisture in that. What were they? Oh, these are habaneros too. But yeah, they didn't survive. They look like they're covered in spider web.
Damn, it smells so good. Alright.
Rewatching it with my girlfriend. She never saw it. Hey, girlfriend, what was all that gay talk? I've watched, like maybe an episode or two of the Breaking Bad shit. It didn't make me feel like I need to continue watching it. No, I'm fucking with you, man. I didn't think you were gay. No, not at all. Super gay. Uh, uh, Start throwing hands, man. Hey y'all, I'm gonna eat this and get off here. What time is it? Yeah, 6 o'clock. So, yeah, thanks. Gems, I will. Watch that video that Lord sent you, and cook a nice steak. It's all just a learning process. If you've never done it before, and it'll turn out. It's steak. It's gonna be great either way. Yeah. Yeah, I'm signing off, man. So, I'll catch you around. I'll see you soon. Thanks for stopping by and being cool. Yeah, everybody's gonna eat steak now. But yeah, pleasure as always, man. I'll see you guys soon. All right, keep it real.